You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas Podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
On this week's episode, we are recapping a truly eventful holiday weekend from Sweet Annabelle's birthday celebration. Yes, there was cake and hung balloons everywhere. To our Memorial Day barbecue, complete with a hint of sunshine, sticky fingers, and bubble machines that were literally going rogue all over the place.
We also made it to the Memorial Day parade, wouldn't miss it, and sort of unpacked the interesting case of the New England serial killer who just might be in her luteal phase. Enjoy!
Mamas, I love a full and silky texture in my face creams because they feel so healing and comforting to my dry, thirsty skin. Well, the award-winning, best-selling, lightweight moisture release water cream by Honest Beauty called Hydrogel Cream refreshes and cools my skin on application and leaves a dewy finish. As I mentioned on the Hope-isode, Kathy's story, I love mixing Hydrogel Cream into my foundation for a healthy-looking glow. Infused with jojoba and squalene to help hydrate and soothe thirst, plus 2 sizes of hyaluronic acid to help soften and firm, reducing the appearance of fine lines. Honest Beauty's Hydrogel Cream will provide a beautiful glow for very dry skin. We're leaving the link below in our show notes. Drink up, mamas.
Mamas, I want to have rosé all day, have fun, and let myself live a little without feeling drunk or feeling hungover the next day. So I treat myself by adding rosé tinted glasses to my sparkling water or lemonade. If you're like me and you're looking for calm daytime energy while feeling alert, present, and uplifted because, well, you know, you're a mom now. Adaptogenic and antioxidant-rich ingredients make rosé tinted glasses from Apothecary great for those battling feelings of stress and looking to curb signs of aging with improved skin tone and moisture. Its tincture format makes it easy to drop wherever you're making it. It's perfect for busy working moms, busy stay-at-home moms who are looking for mood and energy support on the go. We're leaving a link below and in our show notes. So cheers, mamas! I had facial reconstruction surgery.
On your face.
And I put on a new shirt in editing.
Thank you, AI. We love you.
Jessica, we were at the barbecue. Okay, we're gonna get into all of this, but like yesterday we were editing photos and she was like, yeah, your face did not look like yourself for your family photo. And I was like, yeah, I mean, do you know what I had to do to that thing? Because my moon face, I was so pale. I had my moon face. Do you know I was wearing a full face of makeup? I was wearing a full face of makeup and I was so pale and so moon face. I looked like a corpse.
I feel like I just didn't even recognize myself when I was looking at like some of the photos that were coming in. I'm like, is this real life? Like, what is happening?
Well, in person, I feel like we looked really, really good.
Yeah, I always feel that way. It's like in my person, I'm like, okay, this is cute. And then it's like the photo arrives and it's like friggin' Dawn of the Dead, like meets Jabba the Hutt. And it's like, this is just not a cute situation.
No, it's so crazy though, because like you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, that'll do it. Cause, you're like...
I'm constantly like Googling like, what's more accurate, the mirror or a phone, like a photo? I literally am.
The things that geriatric mamas
I literally need to know, like, what is more accurate, like, of the mirror image? Because, like, if I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, listen, like, 20 years ago, loved it.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
But I don't hate it. Like, I think it could be worse, right? It's an okay situation.
Yeah.
I feel like I can go out and Gen Pop and be okay. But then the photo comes back and you're literally like, am I seriously out here looking like Shrek? And like no big deal. And
Why
like
is it
everybody's
like
just
that?
like hanging out with me.
So bad.
Is it a known thing that I look like Shrek in real life? And
maybe.
like,
no, you're not in real life, but maybe on camera.
the camera is just like, oh, that's cute, Shrek.
No, you don't look like that in real life at all. Like, you looked really gorgeous at the party. I feel like I looked okay at the party. Like, I didn't look like I was in stage luteal at the party. And
no, you looked
photos,
really pretty.
Thank you.
You
Like, red
good.
Is my color. But you remember the New York housewife who posted that photo of herself looking like she was 13? And
oh my God, Ramona Singer.
okay,
Yes.
So that is me and my family photo That is me in my family photo.
I think even like Facetune commented on that.
Yes. So it's so funny because everyone commented on that photo of her because she basically made herself look like she should be.
I thought it was her daughter at first, and then it was just like, okay, Ramona, get out of here.
She looked like a member of the Mean Girls cast.
Yeah.
From like they were in. Obviously, we all know Mean Girls was high school.
Yeah. This woman is like, I don't know how old Ramona is. We should probably look it up. I don't know. She's in her 60s, I think. Apologies if she's not.
Yeah.
But she literally facetuned herself to look like she's like 19.
Everyone thought it was her daughter. And then when we were, like yesterday when we were talking about how much I edited my photos from the birthday party, right in the middle of our conversation, my old neighbor messaged me. And she goes, so I just showed my mom the photos and she said you look somewhere between 13 and 16
Stop.
and doesn't know how you have a child.
Stop. Okay, I'm gonna start calling you Ramona. You know what? Okay, you know what? That's really funny. So now when
I do look like Ramona, I'm short.
You know what's
I'm blonde.
hilarious? First of all, no, you do not look like Ramona. You don't have crazy eyes. You're not Ramona. But I think that needs to be a thing now. If it's like looking at our photos, like, and I notice something, we'd be like, okay, Ramona. Like, I'm just gonna that's gonna be my code word for you. Like,
so guys,
Ramona.
we're getting a lesson in Facetune right now. So we normally put something like our favorite filter or whatever on, and then like just touch it up a little bit. But because my photos looked like I was 13 to 16, I decided to try only smoothing my skin and putting a little bit of eyelash on. And I think it was worse.
It did, yeah. It made you not look like yourself, which is crazy. But you know what it is? It's the eyelash filter. I've noticed that with me. When you would think that it would just add eyelashes, but it doesn't. It actually pulls your eye out and it gives you these weird cat eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is happening?
Perfect. I think I look perfect.
I think you look better in person than you do in that photo, to be honest.
Oh, for like which photo?
Like the edited version.
Yeah, that photo, I'm not even a fan of the one I tried.
Yeah,
first.
I
I'm
think
not
you
a
look
fan
way
of that.
prettier than what the filter was trying to do to you.
Thank you. Thank God. Because I feel like I look like like not Shrek, but maybe Fiona.
What I do is like the same thing. Like I want to just kind of like smooth things out, make sure my skin is just like a little bit more like even, because I tend to get blotchy and I have like crazy redness. I can get like crazy dark circles under my eyes, and you know, I might do a little.
We do a little tweak here and there.
But I don't want it to not look like me. There are some
Right.
photos that I go back, like if I had like a couple cocktails when I was editing, the next day.
That's even better.
That's the best. Like like in a moment, you're like a glass of wine in. You're like, oh wow, look at how hot this bitch is on my phone right now. Look at her. I just made her. She's so good.
And then you post it.
And then you post it, and then you're just like, wow, that photo slaps.
Wake up
This
the
is
next
great.
morning
Then
and
the
you're
next
like-
morning you look and you're like, oh no, who is that? But it already has like all these likes. And you're like, it's too late. It's too late.
All right, so
listen,
that
you know
was a
what? We're
whole-
calling it out. We're
Yeah.
aware of it. I have no shame.
We know we get heavy with the filter.
Sometimes.
A little bit. Not always. I mean, we look different in every photo we post. It's okay.
But back to my original thing.
Yeah.
So I asked the Google, I'm like, listen, which is more accurate? Is it the mirror or the photo?
Yeah.
And it says the mirror. Your mirror image is how people are going to see you.
Thank God.
And it said that the reason why it tried saying, I hate this response because I don't think this is true. Maybe it's playing some slight part of it, but it said the reason why you feel like you look so different in photos is because you're used to seeing yourself in the mirror, which is mirror image, right?
Yeah.
And then in the photo it's flipped, and so the symmetry could be a little different than what you're used to seeing. So already it's going to look a tiny bit different. It'll be subtle differences that you don't really know, you can't call out. I don't think that's it. There's a lot more going on. You don't flip my face and I looked like Shrek, okay?
Well,
like there's something else going on there. And then it said that it's like it's the dimensions that the photo is able to capture, especially from a phone. Like it doesn't have like it's the type of lens that it is.
There's all lens
because I'm like
issues.
when I get my photos done, when you do my photos, or I like have another photographer do my photos, I'm usually like, oh, these look great, cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I have to do anything.
Yeah.
But when it's my phone, it's like I have these shadows, the lighting, it's calling things out. Just like I didn't know I had a giant nose. Like I didn't know like my forehead went like all the way back to my neck. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know, like, I look like Benjamin Franklin over here. Like,
my
what is
God.
going on?
I'm just hoping that everyone else resonates with this. I feel like
We're not alone. The amount of people that Google search this
Yeah.
also.
Oh, because it's right at the
It's
top.
a thing. Oh, yeah. It's a thing. So I feel like we're just, like, preaching to the choir with this, honestly.
Yeah. Good.
I hope.
We all know we're geriatric mamas,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Yeah, but, like, you know,
We don't look bad, I don't think.
I don't know. We should probably just move on.
Yeah,
we're
we're gonna move on.
we're inviting criticism that we just are not emotionally
so
ready
this
to handle.
all of these photo things started with Annabelle's birthday party.
Yes.
So Annabelle's birthday party was this weekend.
So it started on Friday though, because
Oh, yeah.
I came over to help you set up. We had all these like visions. So last year we both did the whole backyard thing, and we were like,
backyard birthday parties.
backyard birthday parties for the kids. Next year we're gonna do it someplace else. It'll be minimal effort. It'll be
Yeah.
like stress free. It'll be
Yeah.
whatever. So here we are, the Friday before,
Yeah, first time
doing
we-
the absolute most.
Yeah, first time I've ever done Annabelle's birthday party anywhere except for my grandmother's backyard.
Yeah.
The first year we had it at our old house and it was awesome. But yeah, so it was just a lot of work. It's so much work.
It's so much work because, and this is pretty standard also, it's not just like for the place where we had it, it's pretty standard that they only give you a small window to like
yeah,
set
so
up.
we had a half hour to set up. Yeah.
Only a half hour. And I think most people are like, okay, that's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
going to bring the cake. I'm going to bring the
Right.
presents. No big deal. They do everything else. Cool. But that's not us.
No. So, like, we had a friend who did something at a play place, and the only thing that they cared about decorating was, like, the area where, like, the party, like, the cake and the
Right.
presents and blah, blah, blah. But for some reason, in my mind, I felt like we needed rainbows everywhere throughout the entire place.
Yeah.
We needed rainbows.
You had enough balloons and like accessories to make that happen.
Yes, I had them. Yeah, we had enough stuff to make the place a rainbow. And so that's what we did Friday night. We got all of the stuff set up. We got the table stuff done. We got all the balloons blown up. And no, we had to do that at the place. But anyway, so we got a lot done Friday night. And then we got there on Saturday. We got there early and we were like in the lobby blowing up balloons.
Because this place closed at
4.
4.
Technically.
So people were leaving as we're all in the lobby with like all these balloons. We have a cake. Sonya's decorating a cake. We have like balloons galore.
Yeah.
The helium tank. Also, okay, people, like these helium tanks you buy from like
got it at
Michael's or
Target.
whatever, Target.
Yeah.
Just be aware that it's a different kind of helium than what you would get at
A party store.
A party store. 1, it's not as strong. 2, the helium tanks don't hold as much as you think they will. Mind you, it was a giant, what was it? One of the foil balloons.
Yeah.
It was a giant 4 foil balloon. We didn't realize that there was a hole in it. So I'm sitting here trying to like,
Yeah, we had this, it was like this huge 4 balloon, and it ended up having a hole in it. We didn't know. So poor Jess is trying to fill it with helium, and it just wasn't going
and I
anywhere.
just knew that we were running low on helium. I'm like, oh my God, she got a big thing. You got one
Yeah.
of the big ones, a big
Yeah.
tank. It should have at least like blown up several balloons, and we got one floating balloon out of
we
this
had
thing.
one rainbow, one giant
Which
pride
only had
rainbow.
part helium and then part regular air.
Yeah,
if
we
you
ended
remember.
up using part regular, like, like the little thing that you plug into
Yeah.
the wall and it goes half helium, half regular air, but thank God it stood up.
That thing sounds like an industrial vibrator.
It does.
It's just like,
so loud.
like at this like play lot kids place, and we're just sitting here with this like industrial vibrator, like pumping away all these balloons, like.
Yeah. So we got
funny.
in, we started decorating. Jessica ended up doing most of the actual decorating that we could do ourselves, because I was running around trying to just get the things that we needed, trying to get everything from the lobby.
Yeah, we divided and conquered.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna go over here
Yeah.
and do all of this and
So
get
I
this
was like
going.
getting everything into the room as you started, because I like gave you the tablecloth, and I was like, get started on the tablecloth.
Get going.
And I got you scissors, and like, so you started cutting the tablecloth, and like, Mike and I are just hauling stuff in from the lobby, and then not 10 minutes after they opened the doors for us to go in, our guests started arriving.
I
So-
feel like I wish we could take, on a story, on stories, we need to take a poll and see, is it appropriate? Like if an invitation says a party starts at this time, is it appropriate to arrive 30 minutes early? Right on time? Or like do you arrive 30 minutes early? Do you arrive right on time, or do you arrive 30 minutes late? Like, who are you? Like, what do you do?
Ooh, that's a good idea. We should
I'm just curious. I want to see what like the masses say to that. Because for me, I will either show up when the party is, or I usually try to err on the side of caution and be a little bit behind. So I'll either do 10 minutes past or maybe 30 minutes past. Is usually what I do.
And I personally, if I arrive early, I don't go in early.
No, I wait in my car.
I walk in on time or a couple minutes late because I know, even like before having a child, even before doing anything, I know how stressful it is.
Unless you're really close with the person and your plan is to like help them. You keep your ass in your car.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like Kate will come early sometimes, but she'll be like, how can I help?
But to help.
What can I do? Where can I go? And like we have Ty's fiance, Amber. She'll be like, and she didn't get there early this time, but if she does get there early, she's like, where can I help? What can I do? And I'm like, oh, here. And I like give her something to do.
That's the only kind of energy when you're arriving early. That is allowed. That is it. Like, unless your motivation is you need to acknowledge that you're early and your motivation is to help. Otherwise, like, you just stay in the car and you wait until I'm ready for you. That's just, I don't know. I want to do a little poll. I'm just curious to see, like, where people fall on that.
Let's do it. But anyway, so I was like, people were walking in and my eyes got so big and I instantly almost just like started crying, but I was like, instead I internally laughed and I was like, you know what? All these balloons, we can just toss them into the area. I was like, let's just take all the balloons we blew up, except for the one at the door, and like the ones that Jessica placed on the tables. And I was like, let's throw them into the play area so the kids can just have fun with them. We're no longer going to be decorating with these balloons.
No, they're now an accessory. They're now just a toy.
But it was okay, because nobody gave a shit about the balloons.
Nobody cared.
Annabelle especially did not give a shit. You know what? She was like, this is the best party I've ever had. This was so much fun.
That's awesome. And that's a good reminder, too, because it's like, it's always us running around doing the absolute most, and that's not the shit that the kids think about or care about.
So we'll probably just go back to Play Lot next year in case it fucking rains. And then we'll be like, here, have fun, Annabelle.
And that's another thing, too. Like, good thing you had it indoors. Because it was downpouring.
Like, this is the first year we've had Annabelle's birthday party inside, and we've always just gotten really lucky with the weather. We were so lucky because it was downpouring. It was like torrential downpour.
I know, we look like drowned rats trying to bring everything in, but it's fine.
And it was so funny because it was like, the sun was out, but it was cloudy when I left the apartment, so I decided to throw on a blouse because it was kind of warm. Instead of a sweater, I decided to throw on a blouse and rock it, and I was like, cool. And then as soon as I got there, it started downpouring. I was like, so you gave me Hayden's coat. I had Hayden's coat over my head.
Hey, it worked. You have a tiny head. Get over here.
It was perfect.
Perfectly fine. Everything's normal. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
It's funny because we spent forever making this backdrop. It had like all these like white balloons that were the clouds, and then there was like these streamers individually cut. Every single one of them.
Individually cut the
all exactly the same length. There's probably like hundreds of streamers that we cut,
in the trash.
And it didn't even go up because we got there and we can't put things on the walls, and then we also didn't have time. Even if we could put things on the walls, it wasn't happening because we had no time. And so literally this like giant cloud, people are probably like, what is that? Why is that there? It was just like there on the floor. We're like, it's fine.
So the 2-year-olds were trying to dive bomb, and their parents were like trying to get them off of it, but I was like, you know what, we can't use it, so just dive bomb, just go for it.
I tried keeping them off of it as much as I could,
in the clouds.
But then it got to a point where it was like, this is just an uphill battle. It doesn't matter at this point. Like, why are you trying to preserve this? Like, look around. Nothing's happening.
All the kids cared about was like the play area and cake.
That's all they cared about. But it's like, we had that as like a really cute photo backdrop, but it wasn't even needed because this place had an adorable backdrop. Your cake was beautiful. It turned out amazing. Here's a fun mom hack, by the way. So You got 2 cakes from the grocery store.
Yeah,
One
so-
was a small one was a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
and they're just white frosting. She stacked them herself.
Yeah, and then I just, every year I go on, that's what we do every year. We get the small cake and the large cake and stack them, and then I order on Amazon whatever the theme is, but I like spend time picking out the best toppings, and then we just order them from Amazon and make it look pretty.
Yeah.
Last year we did like 1 year we did like 2 sweet or something, and that was like, it came out great, but it was kind of a flop because it was like the 1 year I didn't go on Amazon and like order something cute. I tried to makeshift it all by myself, and I wasn't, like, I didn't do the best job. So Amazon has really great cake toppings, and you can just pop it on there.
Super cute. I know. I always like don't know why I have to do the absolute most with the cakes, but I'm over here like making them from scratch and like.
But that's so special.
It is special, and I do have fun doing it, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah. Like, I knew my priority with you because I needed your ability to decorate.
Yeah.
And I was like, I totally want to ask her to make this cake, but I'm not going to. And
I
then
would have.
You were like, I'll make the cake if you want. I'm like, yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But then when it came down to the last minute, I was like, no, Jess, I just really need you all hands on
This
deck.
is what I need.
And we're going to throw this cake together as per usual.
But it came out beautiful.
Thank you.
And it was delicious too. And it was the perfect background.
Yeah,
like it was so cute. It was so magical. You know, I heard the colors and everything. It just reminds me of like Lisa Frank.
Yeah, Lisa Frank. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
It was so cute. Oh my gosh, I had the Trapper Keeper, I had all the notebooks, everything was Lisa Frank.
Same. I loved it. My little pencil case.
Yep, pencil case, thermos, lunchbox, the works.
And then decorating the notebooks.
Yep, all Lisa Frank.
And then instead of like relaxing after the party and like recuperating, what did you do?
We were like, we're gonna keep this bitch going.
Because you had to help me with all the things. I mean, of course they did most of the work as far as taking stuff down, but there were still things like presents, getting those in the car.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, the normal things.
Yeah.
So you helped with all of that. Then you were like, let me just go grocery shopping because we're going to throw a barbecue.
Yeah,
now.
so my mom and I stopped at the grocery store on the way home, got like some stuff because we were like, it's literally been raining every single weekend. And finally it was like, we knew that Sunday was going to be nice and it was the long weekend because of Memorial Day weekend. I'm just like, you know what? Let's have a cookout. Let's have a barbecue. Come over. We can let the littles play on the swing set, the bounce house, pop a fire, bubbles. It'll be so much fun. And so we did that on Sunday, and it was kind of like a continuation of the birthday fun.
It was really good.
Yeah.
You guys got Annabelle, like, the bubble machine, and she was just obsessed. It's like this unicorn, which goes with her whole birthday theme. And I put her rainbow sweatshirt on because she kind of, like, loves that sweatshirt, and she just wanted to go with that theme, so it was really
cool. It came in these 2 packs, so it's a bubble wand, and I was really strategically like picking them because I didn't want one that had like a trigger that was making, because Annabelle would have figured it out, but Hayden, like, he wouldn't have understood to like have to hold the trigger. He probably eventually would have figured it out, but he would have been very frustrated, and I just wanted to have the instant gratification of just holding the wand, letting it do its thing.
It works.
And they're so cute. And so like, what are the odds? I go on Amazon and I'm looking for bubble wands and I find literally a 2-pack, and it came with a unicorn and it came with a dinosaur. I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was meant to be.
And I love that it plays the Little Mermaid music.
Yes.
Well,
it's
like,
so
it's
cute.
Bubble is playing Little Mermaid music. It's so fun. But no, the pasta salad and the potato salad was so good.
I got the pasta salad recipe off of this influencer I follow on Instagram. She has a lot of fun like party recipe ideas. I've gotten a lot of things from her. A lot of stuff for like the Super Bowl. I've gotten some ideas from her. But this pasta salad, she calls it it's like it's a chicken summer salad or whatever she calls it. But it has corn. It has little mini bow tie pasta. It has chunks of cheddar cheese. The dressing is really what makes it. So the dressing is olive oil, mayo, fresh squeezed lemon juice, fresh parsley, some dill, garlic, salt and pepper, I ended up adding more lemon juice because I wanted it to be a little bit more citrusy.
Yeah.
But it's just like so good.
Yeah,
And it has
it
like
was
shredded
really good.
chicken. It's just delicious. Oh, and
Yeah.
bacon. Of course.
It
There's
was
bacon
good.
in there.
It was like a whole meal. It was so
Delish.
good. I went
Yeah.
back for seconds.
Yeah, it's good. I know. I was last night. I texted you, actually, it was like
Yeah.
it was like 11 o'clock at night. I was like, why am I still eating?
I didn't sleep
And
till
she
this
literally
morning.
was like, well, you responded. You're like, oh my god, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but literally that prompted me to be like, bitch, put this bowl down. Like, she's doing what you should be doing, which is sleeping. Like, why are you
fell
eating?
asleep
Put this away.
so hard last night because I didn't sleep that good for some reason. Like the night before, well, I know why the night before because you always have anxiety before a birthday
Yeah.
party. Then like the night of the birthday party, I just was like tossing and turning. And then finally last night when we got home, everyone did their baths and tubs and all that. I was just like out like a light.
It was a lot of fun though. The s'mores were good.
Yeah.
Hayden actually ate a s'more.
Yeah.
So he was loving that.
We worked so hard on Annabelle's marshmallow. There's like pictures of me holding the marshmallow, pictures of her holding the
Yeah.
marshmallow. Mike was trying
And then
to get
she
in
wanted
it.
nothing to do with it.
She wanted a piece of chocolate, and you just see this gratification. Like, there's a picture of her just sitting there, me still holding the wand to try to, like,
Yeah,
cook
like,
the
we gotta put
marshmallow.
this
And
on-
Annabelle's like, F that, I'm just eating the chocolate. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's so funny.
She's just like a chocolate girl.
She's like, no one's gonna tell me how to eat my s'more.
Someday she'll understand the whole, like,
Yeah.
the whole thing about a s'more.
So funny.
Then,
Yeah.
like, we have not stopped.
We haven't stopped. And then today was gonna be my like chill day. The only thing I had on my agenda was to record. And then you're like, we should be done by 3. And I'm like, done what? And my ears perked up. And she's just like, oh, you should come. It's the Memorial Day parade in Old Orchard Beach. And I'm like, parade, you say?
It's like our family tradition every year since before Annabelle, like long before Annabelle was born. My grandmother and I, because like Mike and I have been together for such a long time, but a lot of times he had to work on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So it was always my grandmother and I and my uncle, and he rides his bike around Old Orchard Beach saying hi to all of his people that he knows, and then my grandmother and I are sitting on the hill and just like watching the parade.
It was a perfect spot, too.
So good. And then, like, the first year that Annabelle was able to go, because she was born Memorial Day weekend. So then her first Memorial Day after, like when she was 1, we have this, like, adorable video. She's, like, in this jumpsuit waving a flag, and she's just, like, dancing to, like, the drums.
Aww.
There are normally, like, so many bands, and
Yeah.
there's so many bagpipes, and it's just, like, ridiculously
Hayden
cute.
loved it. He so he normally will nap anywhere between 11:30, 12:30, just kind of depends. And so just with like the timing of when the parade was, and
Yeah.
I was gonna try to get him a nap earlier, but I'm like, that's just gonna be stressful. I'm not gonna chance it. We're just gonna push through and see how he does. And he
Yeah.
did really
He
good.
was great.
He was fine. And
loved
he
it.
like I think it's because he was out. He was with Annabelle. There was a lot going on. He was so excited for the fire trucks, all the big trucks. Everybody that was coming by, he was clapping, he was waving.
Yeah.
And like and then he'd be like, bye bye car,
Yeah.
bye bye truck. And it
Yeah,
was like the
he was so
cutest.
cute. Yeah, he was really into it.
He had so much fun. We brought the bubble wands, but then quickly realized it was not a good idea.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be those jerks.
So the wind was blowing and the bubbles were
It was
going.
going right in this poor man's
This
face.
man is just trying to stand there enjoying the parade, and he was just getting a face full of
Yeah.
bubbles, and he's like trying to smile through it. And I was like, no, we're gonna stop. Don't worry, we're
But-
gonna stop.
Also, too, like the type of bubbles that these are,
Yeah.
they're not just your typical little bubble, like
Yeah.
big bubbles. Like they're
They're
these
tiny.
tiny little bubbles, and they dart out of these wands.
and they soak
so it's
you.
aggressive.
It's like a super soaker.
of bubbles coming like blasting at you.
Yesterday when we were at the barbecue and like the kids had them going and they were both aiming at me, I was like soaking
Yeah,
wet.
I was too. We were always like so like sludgy, and I'm like sticking on things, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh god.
Yeah, so I knew what this poor man was feeling, and I was like, we're gonna stop. Honey, we might have to save the bubble machine for later, because
Yeah,
the wind
this
is
is a
blowing.
lot. This is just too much.
We thought it would be a good idea for the fire trucks. But like
Yeah.
also, we weren't standing out in the middle of the road. We were just like
No.
on the side where everyone was getting hit by these bubbles.
Yeah, I know. And because the wind, too, is just like immediately
Yeah.
blowing them right behind us.
Yeah, so the flags. Next year we'll just do
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah, Hayden loves flags.
But it was so fun. It was so cute to see them. And Annabelle now loves getting all the candy. So.
Mm-hmm. I know, I honestly I didn't care about the candy for Hayden, but the only thing that I will let him have is a lollipop. And so when I saw lollipops down, I quickly jumped down and snatched one. It was funny because there's a little girl, she's looking at me like, aren't you a little old to be like snatching candy?
Yeah. And she was trying to share all of her candy with Annabelle, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, you can keep that. You can keep all the candy, sweetheart.
But then she looked back and saw that I was giving it to like this
she was,
this
like,
baby,
fine.
and she's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
But I
normal.
immediately got like a side eye from like a 6-year-old. Like,
wow, I guess you
what
really
are you
needed
doing?
that lollipop.
Like, lady, can you like not?
Oh my god, I love it. So funny.
So cute.
Hey mamas, are you someone who's 35 plus and struggled with fertility, endured a miscarriage, experienced heartbreaking fostering or adoption challenges, or were perhaps flat out told by a doctor that you will never conceive naturally, and despite the odds, eventually found your happy ending by becoming a mama?
Send us your story at geriatricmamas.com. We would love to feature your journey to motherhood on a future Geriatric Mamas episode. So last week you wanted to talk about the New England serial killer phenomenon.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up because it's trending, but I'm also like...
Listen, none of us have bought into it, so it's hard to bring
Well,
it
there's
up.
that too, because it's like, are we really just like feeding into more conspiracy stuff, you know? Because
Right.
nothing's confirmed, but it is
There's
a little
no
crazy.
research.
There's no research, and everybody's just like pulling everything together. They're dragging Taylor Swift into it at this point.
Taylor Swift lived like 90 miles
Yeah.
from one of the bodies.
And like the headlines are like, body found down the street from Taylor's New England mansion or whatever. And it's like, hold on. It's not down the street from her mansion. The way that it was like framed was like trying to imply that she had something to do with this body that was like turned up.
Or like it was more significant because it was close to her home.
Yeah.
Which it's not.
And I don't think there's really anything like, are they... And the thing is like I'm totally living in the headlines with this.
1000%.
We literally just now, before deciding we were going to bring this up, read an article about it to really like uncover what's going on. But I'm pretty sure that like the way in which that these people have died, nothing is linking them to each other. So the authorities aren't finding any correlation between all the killings
I think the only link is that they're women, and that's it.
Well, no, that there was a man. There's been a man
No,
too.
stop,
Yes.
stop.
And so it's just like bodies are first it was like bodies are turning up on the coast, and it was making it seem like they were just washing up from the ocean. I'm just like, is it a shark situation? Do we have a Jaws situation happening? And then it was like another body found in New England, and then it's just like, wait a minute, like, is this a serial killer?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what the thrill or like the, what's the word?
Of making things out to be more scary than they are.
No, like, you have like Ted Bundy, there was like a whole obsession.
Yeah.
There's this like thrill of serial killers. And it's just like, for me, and I know we've talked about this, but it's just like, it's the fascination for me of like their mind and like how it works. And it's like, what gives you, like, what is it in your brain that thinks that you are entitled to decide when someone's life is over? Like, you know, I don't know. And then in like the manner in which you're doing it too.
Right. I think
So,
that's
like-
why the only serial killer that I like is Dexter.
That you like.
Because he does.
Well, first of all, he's not real. He's fictional.
He's fictional, but he has the audacity. And
he has the audacity.
He should have the audacity because he is.
Well, if we're talking about fictional ones, then I'm gonna go with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
like, you know, the only thing I know is fictional. Like, I'm so bad at following up on things.
Oh my
However,
God.
this one hits so close to home because it's like New England.
here.
You know what I mean? But it's not, because there's nobody in New England. I mean, there's nobody in New Hampshire and there's nobody in Maine.
No.
But Dexter only kills people who kill people. He kills others.
So he's like the Robin Hood of killers.
Yeah, he's like the Robin Hood of killers. He like basically just kills serial killers.
Okay.
And he puts them to
He's doing the Lord's work.
He's doing the Lord's work.
Okay. I'll
But
allow
anyway, I don't know how we got onto it, but I do, because he's a serial killer. But
it. Yeah. So if there is a serial killer, he's still at large right now. I just think this is
what
a
if
weird
it's a
coincidence.
Luteal woman?
Well, then it would explain why none of the killings are linked together, because it's like
She's
crazy
just
rage.
randomly killing
She's just
people.
randomly raging.
Yeah.
At like different times, doing it differently. What if that's like their motto? You know how like usually serial killers will have like their way of doing it. It's like, oh, my weapon of choice is a rope and I strangle, and my weapon of choice is a chainsaw, and I'm gonna cut you off every single limb. What if this is like literally a Luteal woman and she's just like, my method of choice is whatever the fuck is around me, and like she literally just goes crazy.
And Lorena Bobbitt, or stab you in the heart.
Stab you in the heart.
Could be
She
anything.
might stab you in the heart. She might chop off your dick. She might feed you to the sharks. She might run you over with her car. She might stab you in your sleep. She might...
The only thing to tie things together is the fact that she's doing these killings when she's Luteal. Which means law enforcement is so fucked.
Law
They need our
enforcement
help.
needs our help. Okay.
They need our help.
Law enforcement need a calendar, and they need to like look at the calendar and literally try to figure this out when these people
They need
died.
to put her cycle into the
Well, they
cycle
can then figure out like if this is on track with a cycle of a woman's cycle, then we might be dealing with a
Nobody will
Luteal...
ever get it. They're lost without us.
Yes.
They're never gonna catch that.
They're not going to catch that. Okay, so maybe we need to do this then. Maybe
Okay,
we need
we are the new investigators
Yes.
for this case.
we're going to... Okay, we need to like figure out when... In the coroner's report should say when they actually died. So that would give us a timestamp on a calendar.
Yeah.
So if we start
What if
marking...
it's like 28 days apart?
That's what I'm saying.
Every time.
What if like every single killing is is like between like 27 and like 28 days apart? Like every single killing? Then this is definitely a woman. 1,000%.
That's our in right
Yeah.
there. That's how we get in as the detectives on this
Okay.
case. We need to figure
Wait,
this
are
out.
we changing to a true crime podcast right now? Is that what's happening?
I mean, I've seen it happen. Like,
I
there's
have too.
spin-offs. There's totally spin-offs for stuff like this.
There is.
Uh-huh.
I think we're onto something. And now I actually want to go through and track.
Okay, stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned. We'll see if we're onto something.
If we're not, we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna leave you in silence. If not.
We are. We're just gonna
We're
like not
gonna-
follow through.
We're gonna drop it.
In true fashion, we're
Yeah.
just gonna end it, not talk about it anymore.
No, we don't need that embarrassment. We don't have room for negativity.
We really don't. I mean, there's enough of that in this world. We're not gonna allow it.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
That is a really interesting concept.
It would really warrant our coffee table book.
I still think that needs to be a thing.
It will be, but now it'll be even better.
I know.
Okay, so
Okay, now, yes.
we have work to do.
We're so busy now.
We gotta go
All right. We need to end this episode so we can like start tracking this.
right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So stay geriatric AF.
yeah. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watch on YouTube.
For more info, you can check out our website at geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at geriatric mamas, on X at geriatric mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas.
If you have a topic idea that you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story. Bye-bye.